that man is going to drive me around the bend. He was up here this morning at 7:45. That's no word of a lie. 7:45. He walked straight through the house, doesn't even bother knocking, of course. Shouts at Jack to get up, to go down the yard and feed the calves. Now, if those calves weren't fed until 10 o'clock tonight, they'd be fine. He gets Jack out of the bed, wakes up the rest of us, and then marches straight out the door again. And that woman, I know she's your mother, but she's worse than him. She must have phoned here at least 6 times in the space of an hour asking was I coming down to pick up your father to take him to the hospital. His appointment wasn't until 3:30, and it takes what? A half an hour to get from here to the hospital, and that phone was hopping from 1 o'clock onwards. Gosh, you have no idea what it's like here. You're lucky you held on to your job. If I'd held on to mine just as here I'd be now, I can tell you.
Look, I know it's awful, but the reality is they're not going to change now. And as long as he's holding on to half the farm, you're stuck. If you do anything drastic, you can leave it to anyone else.
By God, if there is one blade of grass left to anybody else, there'll be murder committed here. His son didn't leave school at 15 and work here for nearly 30 years for half a farm. I'm telling you, there'll be war if he doesn't get it.
Look, in one way, I suppose you can't blame him. We've heard him going on for years about farmers who handed over the farm, lock, stock and barrel. Now they can't even walk through their own yard. I'm blue in the face from hearing about Johnny Spillane over the road. He handed over the farm. Now he's out walking at 10 o'clock in the morning because he's not welcome in his own kitchen. The daughter-in-law there's a right rip, according to my father. And the son-in-law won't stand up to her. He's afraid the same thing's going to happen here.
Was I ever unkind to him? Did I ever refuse to take him anywhere he wanted to go?
I know. They'd be lost without you. But as far as he's concerned, he's still the boss.
And he'll kill himself one of these days in that car. He shouldn't be driving at all, you know. He careers through all the red lights, drives in the middle of the road, and then gives out about all the bad drivers.
Sure, he's afraid of losing his independence. He was talking the other day about dying. He says he doesn't mind if he dies as long as he goes quick. But you know, I hate when he talks. I'd actually miss him. Do you know what he said the other day as well?
What?
He wants to be buried in the front garden.
Are you joking? Is he gone mad?
I doubt that, but he said his grave is flooded. I think he wants to haunt you forever.
I wouldn't put it past him. You heard about the episode of the palm trees?
I did, wasn't it you who told me?
Well, I'm telling you, it was like a madhouse here the day they were cut down. And there he was, brandishing his walking stick directing the proceedings.
What was Mother doing?
Oh God, she was like an antichrist altogether. Wouldn't get a word out of her. She wouldn't even look at me when I came down. One of her huffs. And would you blame her? Sure, he never lifted a finger once at that garden. She did all the gardening. Here he's getting a bit stiff, I know, and he's finding it hard to get around, and I know it's killing him. He thinks watching the passing parade up and down the road would be a bit of a diversion. And sure, she's the complete opposite. She doesn't want to see anybody at all. God, you'd think at this stage of their lives they wouldn't have the energy for fighting.
Come here, I'll go up and see how they are.
Do, but don't mention Pam, please.
Is there anyone with you?
No.
Do you know that I have a son and daughter-in-law that hate me?
For God's sake, why are you always giving out? Why don't you relax, read some of those books I gave you, and stop annoying them up at the house above?
Oh, why should I? They come down here, don't they?
I know, but would you go up just to say hello, have a chat, hand out a few fibres?
I know what they want, all right. They can't wait to be rid of me. They turn the unit against me now, too. He's not supposed to talk to me either.
Oh, is it you that's here? I heard the car. I
miserable day.
And how are you? How am I? How can anybody be good around here? He has us all driven mad, even out morning, noon and night. He thinks no one can do anything right for himself. There's no peace, I might as well be dead. And look at the mess he made in the garden. No privacy anymore. Why can't you just let us alone instead of gobbling up all our lives? How's that, Ellen? She's grand. I'm the worst of them now. This virus, you know. Oh, that's what the doctor called it. Oh, but they were very embarrassed when they did all the tests and found nothing. They told me I was fine, but I told them I was a sick woman. I told them they were letting me have a sick woman home. And lately, it's the vertigo, my balance, you know, very bad. I couldn't walk from here to the gate now. I'm very bad. Appearances are deceptive, I look fine, but you don't know how bad I am.
If you might go for a walk to the top of the road and talk to a few people, it might do you good.
How can I go for a walk? Didn't I tell you I was a sick woman? I should be doing nothing at all. I should be tended on hand and foot. My mother was treated like a queen when she was my age.
She's very bad lately. I think her head is going. I can't open my mouth at all lately, but she flies off the handle. She nearly threw the teapot at me yesterday. Of course I didn't listen. My father told me to have nothing to do with her. What does she know about farming, he said. She'd be better off marrying a guard. And he was right. He was right. I was going to leave when you were born.
What? For God's sake, no one left in those days. I never knew you'd all that bottled up inside you. I never talked about it before.
And I was done out of the home place. I was done out of it. My father said to have nothing to do with her, and I was totally done out of the home place. I'll take it to my grave. I'm beaten. They've beaten me. I don't care if I never go home. She has handed the whole place over one day while I was at the races or somewhere. I've haven't seen any money in months, and she has another man.
You know that's not true. You would have had to sign something if you handed it over, and you didn't, did you?
I think I did. I think they tricked me.
You're going to have to stop talking like this. Mom can't take much more of it, and it's not true.
I'll have it out with her. I'm going to have it out with her. How many kids have I?
5 children.
What about the other 2?
What other 2? 5 children.
How many children has your mother?
5. Same number as you? 5.
She has not. She has more. Would you write down the names of my children and who their father is?
You're their father.
I went home a few days ago and she was phoning the guards. But what was she phoning the guards for? I went home yesterday and she was having a party in the back kitchen.
We haven't got it back yet, sure.
We have the best furnished house in the country. She had it all. The best house, the best clothes. She had everything she ever wanted, and she could come and go as she pleased. And look at the life she gave me. She gave me an awful life.
Would you just stop it? Would you just please stop it? It's not true.
What's her name?
Whose name?
Your mother's name. I can't remember.